On Earth, everything that we cross in our life, like the air you inhale, the books you read, and toys you play with, is made up of matter. But what does that mean? Hi everyone, my name is Falinsa Almayda from IPSE 2018. Well, today I would like to explain about simple kinetic molecular model of matter. Wait, what? What is matter? So according to science, matter is defined as everything that has weight and take up space or as volume. I know, you are already aware of what weight is. That's just how heavy something is. Like if you ever been to a doctor's office, the first thing they do is have you stand on the scale so they can measure how much you weigh. But what do I mean by taking up space or volume? Volume is the amount of space taken up by something. For example, when you pour water into a glass, the water's volume is the amount of space that it takes up in a glass. Now, you might be wondering why they all look so different if they are made of the same thing. But the truth is that everything around you is made of matter, just in different shapes and forms. So, now I will divide it into two topics. The first one is the state of matter, and second is change of state. Matter can be grouped into three main states: solid, liquid, and gas. To figure out which state of matter something is in, we need to examine its properties. A property is the way that something is that we can measure. The physical properties we will look at to determine state of matter are shape, mass, and volume. Mass is the amount of matter in an object, and volume is how much space that matter takes up. Solids are easy to recognize. Books, apples, pencil, and plants are all examples of solid objects. A solid object has a definite shape and that doesn't change when you move it or put it in a container. They also have a consistent mass and volume. This is because the atoms in a solid object are packed closely together, so they do not move around. A solid will change shape only if forced, if it is broken or smashed. If you look around, you can find many examples of solid objects. Liquid is the next state of matter. Liquids have a definite volume and mass, but they do not have a definite shape. The atoms in a liquid are still close together, but unlike the atoms in a solid, they can move around. This allows the matter in a liquid to flow. Because liquids don't have their own shape, they take their shape from the container. The same amount of liquid may look very different in a glass and spill on the floor. You can find examples of liquids around you, like water, milk, and juice. They are just some of the liquids you might find. The third state of matter is gas. Gases have a definite mass, but they do not have a definite shape or volume. Like liquids, gases take the shape of their container. Unlike liquids, gases will spread out to completely fill the container they are in. If a gas is not in a container, it will keep spreading out indefinitely. This is because the atoms in a gas are farther apart than atoms in a solid or a liquid, so they can move freely. The air you breathe is an example of a gas. You might have noticed that you can't really see air. Often gases are invisible, but they are still there. There are many different types of gases in Earth's atmosphere, like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, helium, and water vapor. Let's start by asking the question: if something is a solid, will it always stay a solid? If it is a liquid, will it always stay a liquid? Do gases ever become known gases? Let's find example of when object properties change. Then we can figure out what's happening to their particles. To find out if matter can change states, here's one. Melting occurs when a solid is changed to a liquid. For example, a candle. It's solid, right? Made of wax. But when you light the candle, the packet particles loosen up and the wax begins to melt. Liquid wax. So a solid can become a liquid. Freezing occurs when a liquid is changed to a solid. For example, when you place the water in the freezer and it will turn into ice, so a liquid can become a solid. Evaporation is the process in which a liquid is changed to gas. For example, let's say you've got a pot of water on the gas stove. If you heat a liquid up, its particles will move around so fast that they can hold on each other. When that happens, all of the particles fly apart and become a gas, like the steam you see when you boil water. So a liquid can become a gas. Deposition occurs when a water vapor or gas changes to a solid. For example, how about a forest on a really cold night or even on your front lawn? When it's cold enough, water vapor, a gas in the air, turns into tiny crystals of frost, which you see on trees or grass. The free-floating particles in the gas join together and form a solid around the plants, so a gas can become a solid. Condensation occurs when water changes from gas to liquid. For example, as the water vapor moves up higher and higher into the sky, it starts to cool down, turning back into tiny droplets of liquid water. This is known as condensation, and is what causes clouds to form. So, a gas can become a liquid. Okay, but seriously, what does all of this mean? An object made of matter can change its properties when it changes states. And remember, it doesn't make a difference which state of matter an object is in. Solid, liquid, or gas, it still always matter. To sum up, matter is everywhere. Matter is made of particles. Therefore, particles are everywhere. So, I will say, never trust a particle. They make up everything. So, that was pretty much it for these topics. I hope you guys can understand with the explanation I make. So, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.